Hi, this is the second lesson to 6 5-point slope form and writing linear equations. It's mostly the second video, not the second lesson. So we're going to go to example 3, and we're going to learn some formulas that you need to know for this lesson. Here they are. These three equations are the ones you need to know, and they're in the order that we need to do them in. We have the slope, and that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we have the point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And then you have the slope intercept form, and that is y equals mx plus b. All of these equations we have used in the past, so we are going to now put them all together. So as you look on example 3, it says a line passes through the given points. Write an equation for the line in point slope form, then rewrite the equation in slope intercept form. So to be able to do point slope form, we need to find out what the slope is, because we have points but we do not have a slope yet. So that's a question mark. So here is x1 and y1, x2 and y2. So we're going to do the math for it. Step 1. Find slope. So I'm going to do negative 5 minus 3 over negative 1 minus 2. Remember, we're using the formula we have up here for slope, right here. So that would be negative 8 over negative 3. Again, they're both negative, so I would make them positive, 8 over 3. Do not turn it into a mixed number. That is my m equals m. All right, step 2. This is your point slope form. You're going to fill in the blanks. That's step 1. Here's step 2. So you're going to do y minus y1, which happens to be 3, equals m. Remember, now we just found out what m is. That is 8 over 3. And then I have x minus x1, which is 2. Here is the first problem you need to have down for me. Now you're going to do step 3. And that is slope intercept form. These problems take up a lot of space, so hopefully you have a lot of space that you can write on. And so you're going to take the originals from step 2, which is y minus 3 equals 8/3 x minus 2. And we're going to need to get y by itself. But to do that, first of all, I need to distribute 8/3 to both the x and the negative 2. So it's going to be y minus 3 equals 8/3 x minus 16 over 3. Now, I'm going to turn 16 over 3 into a mixed number because it's going to help me later on. So 16 over 3 equals 3 goes into 16, goes in 5 1/3 time. So I'm going to erase the 16 over 3 and make it 5 1/3. And now I can do, to get y by itself, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So y equals 8/3 x. Negative 5 and 1/3 plus 3 would be minus 2 and 1/3. And there is your second answer. Now I'm going to allow you to do B by yourself, and I will show you the answers afterwards. So pause it and try to figure it out yourself. Here's the answers for B. You had the slope, and it's -1/7. And then I plugged in the numbers for the point slope form, which would be y minus 4 equals -1/7 parentheses x plus 5, and that's your second answer. And then I distributed to find out and added 4 to both sides to find out my answer for slope-intercept form. And so the slope-intercept form is y equals -1/7 x plus 3 and 2/7. There's your answer to B. Now we're going to get into writing linear equations using data. All right, examples 4 and 5 are going together. Is the relationship shown by the data linear? If so, model the data with an equation. So step 1, to find out if your answer will be yes or no, step 1, you're going to find the slope. And to find the slope, we're going to start with x. You're going to find the difference between -1 and 3. Well, the difference between -1 and 3 is 4. And then the difference between 3 and 5 is 2. And the difference between 5 and 11 is 6. That's the step 1 of, this is A on step 1. This is going to be A on step 1. B, we are going to do the same idea for step 1. You're going to find the difference. So the difference between 4 and 6 is 2. And the difference between 6 and 7 is 1. And the difference between 7 and 10 is 3. Okay, that's A and B. Now to do C for it, you're going to put the formula y over x to find out. And we're going to see if they all equal each other. This is the only way you can find out. So here's x and here is y. So we're going to put 2 over 4. Then 1, which can be equal 1/2. And then we're going to do 1 over 2, which is 1/2. You can't change that. You can't reduce that. And then you're going to do 3 over 6. And that equals 1/2 too. So, yes, it is a linear equation. That's the step 1. That's how you know. If the slopes are all equal to each other when you reduce, then it is, yes, a slope. It's a linear equation. Step 2. Write a point slope form. So I'm going to use the top numbers in my table as my x1 and y1. So this is going to be my x1 and y1. Please use that for all of them. For your homework is just use the top numbers. So I have y minus 4, because that's my y1, equals m, which all of these are a half, so that would be your slope, half. And then x plus 1, that's your negative 1 is your x1, and here is your answer. I would like you to try B by yourself and see, remember to find the difference of x and the difference of y, then find the formula, slope, and see if they work together. And I'll be right back with you and see if you got the answer right. Alright, so I did the B and the differences. So I found out the differences are 10, 5, and 15 on the x side, and the y side would be 4, 2, and 6. And when I did the fractions, 4/10 equals 2/5, 2/5 equals 2/5, and 6/15 equals 2/5. So since they all have the same slope, then yes, it is a linear equation. We can make a linear equation out of it. And so then again, I use the top numbers to make my linear equation. So it would be y plus 7 equals 2/5 parentheses x plus 11. It's C is the same idea. So your answer, yes, they all have the same slope. And the slope would be m equals something. I'm going to let you figure that out, and I will get back to you soon. Put me on pause and then check it out again. Alright, so I did the problem again. C, I did the problem, and I found the differences on both the x and the y lines. And since they're decimals, I divided them completely and found out that each one of them equaled negative 1.8 for the slope. And again, I used the top numbers as my x and y. So the answer would be y minus 197.6 equals negative 1.8 parentheses x minus 8. All right, that's the end of this lesson. Goodbye.